Oh yeah!
Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Planet Coaster 2 with Cookie Pirate. Finally back after a long interrupted working weekend, kind of. Friday got messed up. Yesterday got messed up. Today I'm finally here. So let's go ahead, jump in the Tropical Park, and keep messing around. Hey Darkhound Doom, welcome. How are ya? Alright, here we are. Man, this week has been just all thrown off. So, with me being sick and then having to work yesterday, completely threw my Friday evening and yesterday evening out the window. But finally here we are, so let's just kind of get caught up on some stuff here in the park. Not a whole lot of activity over here. Still kind of a walk-on, but there's people around. Trains are about half full, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, just a touch over half full over here. And then yeah, pretty long line for that. Pretty full queue for this coaster here. Good, glad to hear it. This line is kind of thinned out a little bit, but still a pretty decent wait. Good wait for that coaster. Let's see how this is doing. Still a walk-on. Got a little bit of litter right here off the ride. Interesting considering there's a trash can right down there, but people seem to want to throw away their garbage immediately after they get on. We good. Yeah, that's going to be tough to place. We could do an advanced move. Maybe like that. See, that way there's a can immediately off the ride to prevent litter from piling up right here. Out! Right away off of that coaster, somebody decides to break the, see, they're hungry, they're souvenir, but overall, like, their mood was okay. Kinda odd that he just decided to break that bench, but, well, they're heading out anyway. So, there we go. I don't think it's going to be a super long stream tonight. I do have to work tomorrow. I do get to go in a little bit late. Let's get all that cleaned up. Hey, Jimpers, how are you? Let's get that cleaned as well. Hey, Kings Island, how are you? Rest that terrain and right around the railroad there. I still haven't fully decided what I'm gonna do with this area. Really haven't had any time to think about it. Yeah, so last time we added this coaster, bunch of trees, kind of built a nice themed station for it. And I think this is still going to be a pretty temporary placement for this coaster. But I think it would be a good addition to the park in the long run, just not right here in the middle of everything. Doesn't have a lot of people riding it. It is new, the prestige isn't all that high. It's kind of interesting considering this is one of the most exciting coasters in the park in terms of the EFN scores. It looks cool, I appreciate it. So we had previously looked at a couple new Impulse coasters kind of set to race, and the configuration just didn't work out. So maybe what we'll do is just modify this a little bit, duplicate it so they race. Did I check out the accelerator you made? No, I actually haven't been on, so... I think the last you had mentioned you were working on an RMC, I think. But, go ahead and share the code, I'll be happy to check it out. Does the park have a dark ride? No, it doesn't. I have never actually tried to build a dark ride. It was a while back in the server. Let me... Yeah, Jimpers, I could have missed it, but I just did a quick look through and didn't see it. You should add that. Alright, yeah, let's get that code. Check it out, I'm curious. Intamin accelerator. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah, the nice thing about this is it fits in a very compact footprint. They're fun in a challenging way that's different than coasters. Yeah, I can believe that, for sure. Alright. Alright. It's a very nice basic Intamin hydraulic coaster. Very clean, fits in a very compact footprint, which is nice. It can fit in almost any port. Build dark rides for fun as someone who does that, I can confidently confirm. They are as fun as the challenge to not break hundreds of dollars worth of equipment. What's going on, man player? Yeah, it's really, oh, the stealth layout, yeah, it's really nice and straightforward. I have wanted to go back and modify mine here. The one that I built was based off of King Dakar. It's probably not quite as tall, but I varied it up a little bit. Instead of just a straight track after the launch, I decided to profile a very gentle airtime hill. And then, of course, the pinnacle and a high hill, and yeah, there's another one right here before you go into the final breaks. The theming part is easy, so is the timing part. It just takes time. Did you check out the one change I made to Ghost, just the Immelman? I wanted to look at that today because I haven't been on the last 2 days, so. Oh, you have console, yeah. Why, that makes it a little bit tougher. Tell you what, I do want to look at... Oh, you know what, I didn't save. Yeah, we didn't really do much, so not a big deal. Let's check out Band Player's Autumn Park, since I didn't get to do that the last stream. Oh, you know what? I think it's a park now. I'm gonna look at it tomorrow when you get home. I trust you cooked. Yeah, we can check out Jimper's recreation. Well, I saw an update for it. I just want to make sure I have the right thing. Coaster contest. I've thought of doing one. Yeah, it would be a good time. It's a mod basically gives both access to FVD and Theme Park Tycoon to coaster building and Planet Coaster 2. So absurdly useful from what I've heard. Huh! I'd have to check it out. I haven't heard of that. Wait, I'm not seeing it right now. That's it right there. Preview 4. Okay, that is the right one. Kind of broke my game. Like, the color of the background looks familiar. Okay, that is it. I did update it. Skipped right over it by mistake. Alright, so let's see what we've got. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, some updates to the front of this here. Got the restaurants, some benches. Here's the dark ride. Doesn't look like it's done yet. This mod can and will break your game. Use with caution. Alright, then we've got this over here. Yeah, it looks like just some scenery updates over here. These kind of hedges. And some walls. And going up on this side of the staircase. Some flowers and topiary. And the front of this building looks a little more fleshed out. It looks really nice. I know you had said you'd added some stuff toward the back here. Yeah, look at that. Alright, we've got some... Ooh, we've got some smoke effects. Yep. Right here. And I like that. The broken stone wall for that. And you've got some nice shop counters over here. You've got people coming and using this area, which is just absolutely beautiful from an aesthetic standpoint. So it's good to see you added these and kind of made it more functional, getting people over here. Major changes were made to Ghost and to the main building by the topiary. Yep. Give Ghost a POV. The guests scare me, they keep smiling, are they okay? Alright, yeah, we can give this a POV. Ghost is becoming so peak, the thing Jimper's fixed can make it so much better. Alright, there we go. Woo! Haha! Nice little blast effect. I like that there. %41 lightning strike risk. Yeah, I noticed that. I think it's just because there are so few things in the park overall. Like, it seems like the more you add, the strike risk decreases greatly. Yeah, look at that scenery. That's so cool. Whoa, the doors. Nice. What a good addition. Absolute golden ticket. Yeah. Yeah, what a great ride. Yeah, I really like the work that you've done with this. Just a beautifully presented coaster and a really good layout too. I wish Ghost did ride photos. I would have bought one for sure. Yeah! I think that's definitely worth adding. I mean, this is certainly the star coaster in the park. I think that would be a really good addition. Kind of get people a little more engaged. I've got the day before Christmas free. I'll probably finish Ghost in the main building then. Yeah, sounds good. Let me go back in and pull the code that Jimpers gave. I'm curious. Oh, it's another park. Okay. I'm here if you need help. Yeah. Some people say this game is still garbage. They haven't played the game for more than 2 hours. Yeah. No. It had a rocky launch for sure, but this game has just become so good. And I mean, when I got it in January this year, I had a lot of fun with it. And I think part of that was because I did not play PC 1, so I didn't know everything that was missing from this game at first. But a lot of the, the improvements and the bug fixes they've made have really helped. Let's... Yeah, I think we can go for right here. See how the implement has been improved. I'm curious if you have more hours than anybody else. 1600, wow. Yeah, probably more than any of the rest of us here. I think I have about 400 and change. Get around 1K. I know Dale and Bromik have a pretty good amount of time in the game too. I don't remember how much exactly. Ooh, I like that off-axis airtime hill. Alright. Yeah, I think the placement of that tree would need to be adjusted a little bit. Yeah, I like the profile of that coming into this kind of off-axis airtime. And then it's kind of a double... Yeah. Not exactly, but it's very similar to a double down. I like it. It's a little difficult just from looking right now to say how much different the implement is. Without being able to compare them side by side, it's a little bit tough. But I definitely can tell a bit of a difference, and I really like this right here. It's just such a fantastic layout. Really nice job. Yeah, band player, you've done such a great job with this park, and yeah, Jimpers, your rework of the coaster I think is very nice too. Dale only has about 300. Okay. I have 422. I just double checked quickly. Yeah, it must be Bromik that has quite a lot more. If you look at the forces, you'll see it pulls less than before. Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Alright. load back into here. And since I forgot to save before I exited out, we didn't really do much anyway, so I think just got a couple toilets cleaned. Yeah, right. No, those are all accessible. Come on. Working on a roller coaster right now. Nice. What kind? Launched indoor. Alright. I think what I'll end up doing with this over here is kind of rerouting the queue. Probably flipping it around to the other side and having it kind of work its way up. Well, actually, because of the gift shop here, I could always reverse the layout a little bit. Kind of have the queue come through here and up and around. And just have the gift shop on this side. For now, it's okay. Just it doesn't really make much sense from an aesthetic perspective to have the queue out over the water like this. It's just that way because I picked up the coaster from over here and shifted it over to kind of fit into this area a bit better. We'll probably do some terrain work. Probably a redesign, I should say, of the entrance plaza for Tradewinds here. Thank you, and yes, it is Flight of Fear if it was actually good. Probably have to move this. What I'm thinking is the train station is going to come back over kind of here. A little out of the way of the main segment of this area here. Because it all kind of links together right up through here. My idea is to run the path kind of down this way, curve back up and around, so that people will pass through it instead of just bypassing this whole area. Once we develop it and get some stuff in place. I don't think it's going to be a super long stream. I know I mentioned that. I am kind of tired. It's been a long day. It's been a really long weekend. I ended up having to work 13 hours yesterday due to some unforeseen circumstances. So I'm a bit worn out from all of that. That is attached to the ground. We could lower that right there. Kind of link this back up. The water's barely connected right there. Yeah, I had to get up at 4 in the morning to be at work at 5, and I was supposed to leave at 3 in the afternoon and didn't end up leaving until 6, and by the time I got home, I ate, played piano for maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I was in bed just after 9. I was absolutely exhausted, very frustrated. I don't know who broke that bench. I think it would have been them. I could be wrong. It looks like it would have been caught on camera. The question is... Oh, they're going home. Going home. And, yeah, okay. Yeah, so the guards caught the people that broke it. Good. Which has been proven by a certain closing of a certain park in a certain province of a certain part of a certain place named after a certain colonizing country. Ah! Well... That was a little bit of a riddle right there. I mean, I know what you're talking about, of course, Six Flags America, but... I'm still curious to see... They may have, you know, released some news about it, and I haven't noticed, but I'm curious to see what they're going to do with all of the coasters there. I was kind of hoping some other chain would buy out the park, but it doesn't seem like that's very likely. Oh, the railroad's passing right through that. We should probably fix that as well. Get it to pass under here or something like that, perhaps. We'll have to shut that down and kind of set it back up. There's Chase and Original PC. You can just destroy the path and they can't run and get caught. Oh. Ragin' Cajun is definitely... Let's see here. I don't know about Superman. That's a large coaster to relocate, but it was a fan favorite, so I don't know, maybe somebody will get it. It'd be really nice to see Joker's Jinx go somewhere. I bet you Firebird will be gone. Maybe not. Can we add something like Cedar Point's train theming? I mean, we could theme the trains. That would be a little bit tricky. Not gonna lie, the train is the best ride. Well, no, I would not agree with you on that, but it is really good after, if I may say so, all of the theming that we did over here. But this is just one segment of the train. This is really the highlight of the whole ride, if you manage to pass through all of this in here. I take a lot of pride in that. I don't know if you'd find another park that had done this kind of scenery setup for the train. Love the little pirate's grotto here. And then back through here, you've got the kind of the cavern with all the gems and the stalagmites and stuff like that. Oh, you mean the train at Cedar Point? Now that makes you sound even more crazy. All of the good coasters they have there. And the train is the best thing? Like what? That's a hot take. Wind theming, oh yeah. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. It came out really nice. I'm happy with that. Really gotta figure out what I want to do over here. One thing I was thinking about earlier too, in the Viking Park where I'd set up that that little plaza with the piano and the speaker, I've thought about recording some of my own playing on the piano. And I have a digital piano, so I can actually record like MP3s and pull them from the piano or a flash drive onto the computer. And I thought about uploading them into the game. Kind of just a little bit of ambient piano music in some area. Have I ever heard of teasing? Yeah, of course, I wasn't sure what you were getting at. This is starting to resurge, which is good. It's going to be a boost to the ride appeal, so more people should eventually be making their way over to this. Love to hear it. Yeah, I love playing for people, so yeah, maybe I could. It'd probably take me a couple hours to get, you know, 3 or 4 really good recordings that I'm pleased with, that I'd be willing to load in, but it's definitely something that I could do. The other thing I've thought of, we're probably going to reroute the railroad through this, even though it meets all the clearances. I just don't like the way that it kind of cuts through the middle of this coaster. We don't really have a lot of room to go around it unless we go kind of out this way, which we could do. I don't know. We'll have to shut the entire thing down when we redo a portion of the track over here and this station. So I just know this to this is set. Now, somebody had talked about the idea of building a restaurant like carved back here into the rock behind this waterfall, which is a possibility. No, not Dale's favorite ride. Well, he'll like it even better after we're done with it. So, I'm just trying to think of how doing something like that would work. I mean, we could reroute the exit and make a path over here, kind of come out through there, and extend the path over here, past the railroad station, to a little restaurant right over by the waterfall. The one thing I'd have to think about is if I try to cave this terrain in, we'd probably have to redo the placement of the water. The waterfall effects. There's like 13 roller coasters. Wait, Alton Towers reference. 13, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember exactly how many I have, but I think you're right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 12, not 13. Close. Oh man, I came in at the wrong time. Run, Dale! What's going on, man? Cover your eyes. Oh no. We ain't going to scare him like that yet. I do like the idea of putting a restaurant back here. I'm just trying to think of how we would set it up effectively. Before you got here, Dale, I was talking about shutting down the train just to kind of do some retracking. Kind of mainly over here, but I also thought about reconfiguring a little bit of it over here. Just whenever we do retrack and relocate the that station, we'd have to shut the whole ride down. But I'm not sure that I'm going to do that right now. Probably a later time. We'll look at that. Destroying not train. Also, Jimpers is reprofiling the Big Coastie in the Autumn Park so it doesn't pull 5Gs. Well, he already did. Let's see here. If we cave that in and figure out a way to run some path to get into it. The only thing is that just like the natural aspect of not having like path interfere with this or anything, and we would have to build a bridge. Maybe we could do it over here to try to keep as much of this over the water preserved as possible. No need, I don't want to retheme that. What do you think? I'll open this up for a poll. Just joking around anyway. Oh, that's a tease, Jimpers. Reconfigure one station so it's right by the waterfall and then have build a restaurant. I don't want to do that, Dale, and the reason for it is there's just really not any space, because after you exit this cave with all of the theming and stuff, you have right here, which is way too cramped, and then you have the station right here. So what we'd probably end up doing is just extending the path out beyond it and maybe somehow tying it into over here. Well, if it gets to get to the restaurant, they need path. Well, yeah, of course, I'm just trying to think of how I would lay it to not interfere with this. Maybe we could do a tunnel. Perhaps have it cross over the track like over here and cut back in, and then maybe have one kind of tie in over to this side. From experience, guests need a constant path to get to areas. Transport rides don't cut it. Yeah. No, I think what he was saying was just to have the station relocated for immediate access to the restaurant. Is the way that I interpreted that. Can you start a community park, please? It would be so peak. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to talk about it. Kind of think of ideas and stuff like that. So cool and sounds like a cool idea, yeah. Alright, so we've got 3 votes for yes and 1 for no, but maybe in front of it. So if we did that, well, we would have to reroute the railroad with a little bit of a... Well, it'd be a sharper curve over this way and then more gradual. Alright, let's see what we can do. We'll have to pull the water. Let me undo that, because I want to see the height profile of this. I think the first thing what we'll do is just... we'll bump that up. Bump that up. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a problem, but if it's just the first layer that we're taking out, which is what it looks like, we probably will be okay. That wouldn't make sense. I didn't realize the other station was right there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's all good. Yeah, it's right here. So, you cross over the water and then you pull into the station. Tough thing about seeing this, though, is the water's in the way. We can put our collective -5 brain cells together. Oh, hey! Don't sell yourself, or me, or anybody else here short like that. Oh, man. Okay. Now the next thing we'll do is actually take the size down and try flatten to foundation and just bring it out this way. We may not even need to remove the water if we, get this functional in this way. To make 1 brain cell, I don't know how math works. Hey, you're a musician, and I'm not making fun of musicians. I'm a musician too. Our specialty is creativity, not necessarily math. I'm not great at math. Tunnel in the right of the waterfall, rock for the pathing. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. And then I was actually thinking about adding an exit over on this side and tying it in over here up to along here to the right exit. So maybe we can reprofile that a little bit. Alright, anyway, let's level this out. It does kind of cave in the rock wall a little bit. That's fine. We've got this all leveled out, and we can extend this way. Just trying to bring this together without messing up. That there is actually okay, I think. Now, what we will need to do Alright. Let's do a multi-select. And carefully grab each of these. Trying not to accidentally grab any other. Yeah. I think that's okay, actually. It does look like the water kind of evaporates a little bit before it hits the, Let me see. The source of the -200, oh my gosh. I missed that. My specialty is making absurdly convoluted Five Nights at Freddy's style lore for every ride I make. What would the thing after the quad down be? A quint down? I'm not sure, but the RMCM building has one. Yeah, it would. Yeah, if quad is 4, quint would be 5. That sounds pretty wild. Most of your rides are 87% Five Nights at Freddy's. Then a word I won't say down. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Then a sep down, and then an oct down, then a non down, then everything after that will bruise people's thighs so bad they won't want to talk about them. A deca down. Was that the bite of 87 once said Markiplier? Can we add a frog jumper? Alright, we take all of that out. And this is actually... Yeah, what we may do is kind of maybe make a tunnel to get back up to this terrain. Then we'd have to build a bridge over the railroad right there. Alright, next let's see here. Find a good... Oh, this is the bottom of the waterfall right here. Ah! Tell you what we could do is actually grab these and get them to line up a little bit better with the bottom of the... Good luck even finding them all, holy cow. Barely see them. Advanced move. Yeah, they don't even all line up. You know what? I'm gonna delete them, and I actually am gonna take the water out. And what we'll do... Let's just flatten this right along the... Oh, I've got a couple more floaters right here. Ah, dang it. Alright. Well, let's pull this out a little bit, and then we can kind of indent it a little. Not the bubble. Cookie, you should add them all to a group. Yeah, I could do that. Just when I built this, I didn't. Alright. Now what I'll do is just push these just a little. What I want to see is the water going right in front of it. Because I want this to be the, kind of the boundary right here. So push that in just a little bit more, so all of the terrain is sitting just behind the water. Let's push that in a little bit. And we brought it out and we're just pushing it back in just a little bit to kind of smooth up in the immediate. Alright, that's too far. I think that's pretty good right there. Now what we'll do is pull the terrain down here a little bit. And we give the restaurants more airtime. I don't know how you do that. The tables on springs on moving platforms. What? I don't know how people would react to that. That's actually a really like creative concept, but I don't think they would like that a whole lot. Can already see the future of this restaurant. I can foresee me in a chair ordering an ice-cold hazy double IPA and oysters Rockefeller. Ooh. So really interesting thing. I love oysters, which is kind of an anomaly in my family. My dad is allergic to them. Amazingly, I did not get that trait. But if I'm gonna have oysters, I actually prefer them raw on the half shell, which is also an anomaly considering when it comes to shellfish, I'm very particular about the way they're cooked. I will eat no other shellfish raw, and you do have to be careful with oysters. Okay. Let's come back over here. This is my reference for placing water. Come on. Right there. Beautiful. Alright, that's perfect. Alright, the next thing we'll do is, I don't really care about what it looks like right now. We can always paint over the path. What we'll do is just, intersecting terrain, really? Really? Need to raise it just a little more. That's kind of in the splash zone. Alright, what I can do is select that, and now we can advance move just a little bit right here to the edge of the rock. Oh, that works. Perfect. Oh, come on. Give me a break. I wonder if it's because of the water. Oysters Rockefeller is money, baby. That's a drink arrest Dale, YouTube. Parents told me they'd give me 20 bucks if I tried oysters. Oh, man. I love them. They're definitely not for everybody, and I can understand why people won't like them. And they are a little bit of an acquired taste. Alright, let's try this. If we pull the water back up. Yes, alright, so it was because the water was interfering. Alright. Okay. So here's what we'll do. We'll temper that down just a little bit. And bring the terrain just right up here to the edge of the path. This will look very seamless. Should at least. That's the goal. Not a fan of seafood unless some kinds of fish. Parents love it though. I'm like, no thanks. Oh. You know, and fish is, if we're getting really technical, fish is not seafood. I know a lot of people that like fish, but will not eat, like, crustaceans, shellfish, stuff like that. So, I definitely get that. Alright. Try to bring some of these sharp edges down a little bit, and then with an even smaller brush we can bring the terrain right at the very edge back up. Oysters Rockefeller, my boy. Raw oysters are not the answer. Yeah, Oysters Rockefeller is good. I do prefer them raw on the half shell, but that's just me. I mean, everybody's got their different preferences. Actually, giving it a little bit more of a coarse appearance like this makes it a little bit more of a natural and authentic look. Alright, Jimpers, we'll check that out in a few minutes here. Suggest you do a front bumper and chase POV. I want you to see how well the coaster flows through the elements. You like seafood, opens mouth and shows the food in your... Oh! Gross. Now, the one that I always heard was, on a seafood diet, I see food, I eat it. Alright, let's build a stamp there. And we'll come back. Whoa! Glitch! Yeah, alright, we'll place that there. That's where we'll kind of try to root this back around. Now, we could do another layer right back here. Tabasco and lemon? Yeah. And then we could actually... I don't know about pulling the terrain back in yet, because we may want to lay some stuff down in this area. and then pull the terrain in around it, like restrooms or shops, probably a restaurant counter and stuff. So we'll see how we'll figure out the configuration of the back, and then also all the seats, and if there's going to be anything in the middle. But I've set the path up, a foundation, to get out this way, and bug again, out this way, and I may modify it a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna step away real quick. I'm gonna save. Let me not forget that before I exit out to go check out Jimper's coaster here. When we get back, we will take a look at that coaster Jimper's made. So give me a few minutes, and we'll pick back up. Alright, we're back. Who's excited for Christmas? That's it right there. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Yeah. Oh, they updated the Copperhead Strike. Launched hybrid with cool air. Yeah, this is the one, I think. Alright. Let's give this a shot. We'll do the front bumper POV first. Oh yeah, here we go. Alright. Also, I get 3 weeks fully alone to myself, so that's also awesome. Oh, man. That is cool. Although being totally alone for 3 weeks, I don't know how I'd feel. Oh, I like that zero-G stall. I got my twin boys' iPads and they're gonna freak out. Just don't get them watching Cookie Pirate on YouTube on their iPads. Not that I would be a bad influence or anything. Just do you need two, what, you said they're 5 or 6 if I remember right? No, we've already got one person in that household who loves Planet Coaster 2 like gung-ho. You want to add 2 to the mix. Wow. Yeah, this is wild. Very cool. Alright, what we'll do now is switch to the... No, that's cinematic. Chase. Alright, here we go. Seems faster than it was earlier. I don't know, it didn't seem super fast to me. I love that zero-G stall. That's super neat. I like that. Oh, that is a very whippy roll. Same with that there too. Wildfire reference? Not intentionally. They already love you? Ah, haha. Okay, they are 6, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the airtime on this is crazy. Looks like such a fun ride. I would love this in real life. I don't like the silence at night, but I like doing what I want when I want. I thrive alone though, yeah. Yeah, I get you there. Just, I definitely like being alone a lot, but I definitely need a fix of some interaction periodically. Alright, 6.2, 3.7, and 1.06. That's pretty good. 72 miles an hour for the top speed. The G-forces are very good. Laterals approaching 2.5. Try to see where. Ah, probably right here. Okay. And that's not bad. Vertical G's probably peak right here after the first drop. Some good floater to maybe flowjector right there, minus 0.3. Yeah, this is some really nice pops of ejector over here. Yeah, but the airtime on this is wild. So let's see, is this a... Let's see, off that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Well, it kind of is a quint down, but it goes up a little bit in between as well. But definitely the overall height profile takes it downward. Question is not what the teachers and your peers think of you, it is what do you do alone in the room with your thoughts. Yeah, Jimpers, I really like this. This should be more exciting than it is. Nice pop of airtime up there. Got a lot of fun elements. Interesting how the excitement kind of tapers off back over here. I wonder if it's just because of repeated elements. Some streamer dude, I barely know who he is. Yeah, I had no clue. Yeah, this is really neat though. I'll also just say from an aesthetic perspective, I actually really like the way this curve is shaped and the supports kind of extend outward. I love that zero-G stall right here. That's really neat. Yeah, great job on that coasters, man. Coaster, sorry. Great job on the coasters for sure. You do a lot of really good ones. It looks like a big wedding cake, yeah! I was trying to think of what I could draw it to, you know, in a parallel. I actually played Geometry Dash. I've never heard of that. Fellow GD or Geometry Dasher. Alright, so here we are back into this here. What I would like to... What's your... Perfect timing, guys. Alright, let's figure out how to path this. And this is going to be a little tough because of the queue right here. I don't think it's going to let us stamp. Oh, maybe it will. Okay. We gotta get this back here. No one believes me, I can send proof. Alright, let's bump that up a little bit. Maybe pulling this in just to try to create a little bit more of a tunnel. Trying to think of how we'll do this. I think we'll need to set this turn angle snap off. Let's switch this over to curve and fixed length off. Well, actually, you know what we could do? Let's just run a straight path, and we can actually kind of sculpt the land back in. Oh, that will not clear. Let's see here. Oh goodness. This is gonna be tough. Oh man. It is tough to see through all of this. Why is it trying to curve back around itself? Holy cow. Can't even get it to raise. Oh, there we go. Up that way? Intersecting terrain. Oh, really? Okay, so here's where it ties in. It's close. Alright. Well, so we do have that set up there. Question is, does that clear the train? It may actually not. So here's what we'll do. Take 2 segments up. Okay, that will. Yeah, that's gonna be fine there. Cookie, tomorrow is the shortest day of the year, yes. If you want to know a fun fact, here's something interesting. The shortest day of the year does not necessarily coincide with the earliest sunset or the latest sunrise. It's actually about a difference of a month, depending on where you're at. Like, the sun is already up later than it was at the beginning of the month here in South Carolina. Like, our earliest sunset was like December 3rd or 4th, if I remember right. This looks pretty cool though, I must say. Alright, what we can do here is let's bring that up just a little. And we'll just run this path. Or, I'm sorry, we'll run the terrain along this path here. And maybe get it kind of to break away. kind of right there at the staircase. We bring that up. Now what we'll do is take this terrain down here and pull it a little bit. Hear me out. Antarctica during the summer has 0-hour days due to the fact that it never sees sunlight. During the summer in the northern hemisphere, yeah, although there are the extreme north of Antarctica does, because it is below the, or I should say below, above the Antarctic Circle. So there are some portions that do. Just like up in Alaska and a lot of Canada and stuff like that. There are plenty of portions that get sun in the winter, even though it might only be a couple hours. Want me to build a bridge for that path? I mean, you don't have to. This works. But if you feel inclined to try to do something, I mean, I'm not gonna say, like, discourage you from doing it, but I mean, you don't have to. Hang back over this. I met a guy today who said his town in Canada was minus 35 Celsius. Yeah, that's pretty cold. What we'll do here is actually path this completely underground just by pulling some terrain in a little bit. Welcome to the stream of the one and only Cookie Pirate. Yeah. This isn't Flight Sim and I'm already giving like geography and science lessons. Was that JP was making fun of me one day on Flight Sim for that. Oh shoot. Oh, we have to pull this back in. Let's do is kind of just taper this back a little. Starts to open. I think it looks better enclosed. We can get some custom lighting through that. And we can work with all the terrain on top. Can actually even pull this in. Prepare a 150 sub special, you're one away. Yeah. I don't know, 150's not as big of a milestone for me as like 100, and when I get to 200 it will. Hey Dino Dukes, how are you? Sorry I missed you. Alright, for this over here, it's gonna be... this is gonna be a little bit trickier, I think, because what we may have to do... I want to preserve that. Let me pause and see what I can do with this. The first thing I want to see is this as steep as it'll go? No. Alright. We'll hold on to that. Spent hours building a bridge in Planet Coaster 2 because I was trying to get the path straight enough for pieces to line up. Lots of adjusting and getting something okay-ish so far. It takes practice. So that is aligned. What we can do is have people come up over the bridge, or what we could even do is actually just a kind of like what we had before. And run the path right along the edge, kind of pipe up the terrain just a little. Let's turn fixed length off and we can actually go to curve now. Come on now. Hey, TieStar Blue, how are you? Good to see you. Alright. So now we've got that curving at a little bit of a wonky angle. Yeah, it has been a little while. Glad to hear you're okay. You, looking forward to Christmas? Pull that up. Oh, you leave in 2 days. All right. That's nice and level. Correct that there. Yeah, that works. And then just the OCD in me wants to get this straightened out. We tear that up. Going to Oregon. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you have a safe travel. Yeah, so that bridge just barely misaligns. Okay. Alright, let's see here. What we may do is try to tie it in. Oh, that works fine. Okay. Oh, whoa, hold on. Alright, that works. Now what we can do over here is we can pipe this in. Because we won't have anything off to these sides. And we may have some stuff behind it, but not. Alright, let's do that here. Duck attack. Hey, what's going on, Alexander? Sorry I missed you. Yeah, I'm kind of tunnel focused. Pun partially intended. Because I'm just trying to kind of flesh this out here. But I think we're onto something right here. What we can also do is pull this terrain to get these waterfall pieces lined up. Just hopefully not, like, indented too much. This over here is not really as much of a concern. Alright. Tell you what we're gonna do. Let's clean that up there. Let's actually just bring this down on this side. How long That's gotta be there. Okay. Curve that around that way. Set these back down. Oh. Set that there. And set one there. Maybe one right here in front of the stairs there. Let me get caught up here in chat. Alright, but we've got that. We can unpause. Some people are going to get relocated a little bit. Pull the terrain right here. Alright, let's see. Who here thinks a bird is gonna come in? Oh, come on, Alexander. It'd be funny if a bird just flew in your house and pooped on you. Extremely random. Wet t-shirt contest will be held over the Dale. Oh my gosh. $5 million, but every day at a random time a bird poops on you. Could be while you're sleeping, while you're on a date, or while you're at a fancy dinner. Accepted, accepted. Put him in the other path, for the love of God. Well, I mean, they already just respawn and relocate to a near path, so it's fine. Okay, now that we've got these in place... Oh, well, they're, yeah. People walk through the waterfall right there. I did not even think about that. Alright, well, we've got... Oh, gosh. Alright, hold on. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. Advanced move, advanced rotate. We're going to turn that angle snap back on. Right like that. We'll actually advanced move. Could be worse. I've designed coasters where the riders go through multiple waterfalls. Oh. Yeah. Let's just shift it a little. Alright. You know, TyStar, I was thinking about that, and like for water slides and stuff, I think it would be a really cool aesthetic. Effect, but yeah, for coasters, I don't know. Especially the new mechanic where guests get now the wet and dry thing after update 8. How that mechanic has changed. Let's go with that. And then we'll just modify this slightly. That actually looks pretty good. We'll just move the rocks out of the way a little bit. Could even put him right back here. Oh. And it still dips down. Interesting. Let's pull that out a little bit. One of them was a Giga? Oh. That actually sounds cool, though. Thanks for enjoying your double IPA and Oyster Rockefeller. Now for the ending of your fine dining experience, we're going to be holding a wet t-shirt contest over here. Oh man, Dale. Alright, I think now we're good to put the water back in place. Toward the exit of Mr. Fox's Oktoberfest ride. That was a really cool flat ride. It was in the pre-lift section, a couple airtime hills and stuff into a small show building before the lift hill. That actually sounds really neat. Alright, let's see how that looks. So it's a little bit narrowed. Yeah, I tell you what, I like that. I like the way that this looks. And it's almost hidden unless you get, like, right up close. You're making fun of my 20th century studios. Okay, the next thing to do, let's actually style the path. I think I want to turn path foundation off, but we'll leave curbs on. I'm fine with keeping the wooden plank. It is dark through here. Yeah, so we will need to do some sort of light effects. Gotta go, sorry. No worries. Hey, Dino Dukes, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a great evening. Alright, same thing right up over here. wow, that actually cut off and tied into the queue. Alright, let's, yeah, there we go. That works. Okay. Now we can decide, what do we want to place. Let's definitely do a... full-service restaurant. Facilities. Oh, why am I doing scenery? Definitely a restroom. Your negative 200 brain cells are wearing off on you, eh? And we can add some building pieces to that and stuff. Gotta head out? Alright, band player. Have a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. Alright. Let's get some tables placed. What kind do we want to use? I actually do like the western ones, although they look a little bit, see, actually the Viking, because I don't really want to use the resort. I want to go with something wooden. We could even go with just the basic Planet Coaster benches, too. Maybe what we'll do is that. I like him angled that way better. Let's do an advanced move. Almost like right up here against the water. Get that first one centered, kinda. How many is that? That should be 10. Yeah. And then we can do... Well, no, because we got that there. But what we could do is... duplicate maybe these. Circle table with chairs with black coloring. I mean, we could do a couple circular tables. We could swap a few out, but I like the idea. I mean, since it's kinda outdoors, I mean, some benches, I think, would suit pretty well. And then we'd leave this open for people to walk through and stuff. Alright, that's 19 tables, so we have room to add one more. This park will never make money. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright. We do need to add a power distributor. Let's place one right underground. Well. They sell oysters. Hey, Ashley, alright. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining. Man. If I may say, that looks pretty nice. Alright, let's go ahead and open it. We'll draw people over this way for now. We've got some people coming over. We can add some additional things kind of around here. We've got the restaurant. We could do... We wanted to do additional food and drink options. We could do counters, or we could do actual, like, hots. Like a slush hour. Hey, what's going on, SpongeBob? Welcome. And we'll do some kind of shop front pieces to make it not look bland like that. Well, we could do some additional facilities. We could do... you know what? Let's actually do some shops, because people are always wanting to buy souvenirs. We can do a Just a Memento. We could do... Splash Emporium. We could do a Looney Balloons. And we could even do a hat's fantastic over here. And then if we wanted to do more drink and food options, grab a dessert after you finish your food. And maybe a pep shot juice. Fire music, yeah, right. Yummy slush oysters. Ugh. Now that does not sound good. Alright, now let's do some scenery. What we'll do is grab, I think, just the bamboo. Oh. So let's go in, resort theme, building pieces. And what we'll do is grab the... There we go. This one I think would take... Yeah. And we can clean terrain up around it once we have that in place. But what we'll do is a 4-meter bamboo wall snapped into place there. And on that side, customer down there. Oh, haha. And then we can hold the terrain over that. Push that. Give it a little bit more of a regular sort of configuration. And then what we'll do here is actually just extend the bamboo walls out this way. Kind of right along the back, and we can just put like different. We might actually be able to add even more like food and drink options in here. Does this restaurant have unnecessarily dark lore? No. Hey, welcome back, Alexander. Yeah, you know what? Let's see what other options. Let's do a couple food options right over here. Heya Sushi? Oh, wait. Will it not let us put one? I wonder, does it not? Or do we have to press that back? A little. Maybe it was just not letting us place one there for a moment. Yeah, we'll do a chief beef. Yeah, there it goes.
Tasty.
Heya Sushi. And honestly, we could do a pizza pen and Viva La Vegan and everything. Place those right over that. Do some sort of a decoration back there. And we have room for another 3 shops? Let's just do it. Let's line it all. I think we have a whole lot of... We could place additional tables. I was going to say another restaurant. I don't think we have room for 20 more tables, though. For capacity purposes.
Woo, yeah!
Alright, man. Well, good luck. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Ooh, woo!
Facilities. Let's do another restroom on this side here. And then we've got room for 2 more. Let's do another drink option. Do a Viva La Vegan. Replace these. Grab another one of these. And we can even color the bamboo a little bit.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah!
Ah!
Bana buesek.
Talahabul wemek lamse ora? Bul. Oh, elon buluze fora.
Soda, light. Soda, light. Soda.
Luten misem or. Lanuain aberstet on the call. Yano ladan lisluba.
Alright, let's see here. How was that? Now we can darken the bamboo color. Alright, we've got plenty of facilities over here. Now what we need to do is go in and add some trash bins, for sure. Maybe some regular benches, I think. It's gonna be too crowded there. Or maybe just some regular tables. We could definitely do a few round tables just for... One in the middle, kind of like that there. Alright, let's see how that is. Alright. And I guess that's good for a start. Well, gonna need those benches. The guests can't even handle a carousel without throwing up. Oh! Alright, oh, we've got a nice little facility for them. Need to add some benches over here too. And look at all the litter. So we'll definitely need to add a few trash cans along the route. Alright, there we go. Beethoven, you mean Chris Sawyer, right? Huh? Alright, so we got that set up. And let's just see overall. Yeah, we can clear those out. Alright, so we got a nice little facility kind of set back up in here. We can do more scenery work and theming at a later time. Probably going to be jumping off in the next little bit here. Oh, Chris Sawyer made the original two RCTs. That's right, yeah. I just, the name slipped my mind, but yeah. Oh. Alright, who broke that? No telling who did that. Huh. Well, I suppose we could get a couple extra janitors here. Kind of help clean up. And maybe a security guard for this area. What we could also do is add a little bit of security. Just placing a few cameras. Alright, we've got that fairly well covered. It's actually getting pretty busy. People get off the train and go over and grab something to eat over there. That's working out okay. Oh yeah, look at that. This ride is getting pretty busy. A 12-minute wait. Wow. It's becoming a hot spot in the park. And this too, this is resurging. The line's not super long, it's not as crowded over here. Same with this though. Not a long line, but it's got, you know, it's resurging as well. 12 minutes is short for an RMC, yeah. In game, it's a pretty decent. I kind of like how this has come out though. If anything, what I might consider doing is a second restaurant, pushing everything further back and just setting out some more tables. Yeah, because of the theming, yeah. Just the scenery bonus is only 71%. I mean, the base ride experience is in, yeah, almost 900, so that'll do it for that. We're gonna get some storms tomorrow in game. Interesting. Take care of all that. Wonder how this is doing. It's established. Doesn't have a real long line. It's kind of a walk-on. But people are coming over to it, so that's good enough. Now look at the line for the train too. They have high capacity, but that's a pretty lengthy line. Well, I don't know who did it, but I think they got caught. How many family coasters does this have? Well, it's got the kiddie coaster, and then you've got the mine train. So, really 2, I would say. Yeah, everyone else left. Yeah, it's getting late, and it's a weeknight per se. Everybody probably going back to work or school tomorrow. I'm gonna be calling it a night pretty soon as well. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. Probably add more. Yeah, I've been thinking about adding a couple other kind of smaller coasters, maybe like one over here or something. It'd be nice to do some sort of a water coaster somewhere. And I got plans for something around here. Might even just do something simple like a boomerang. Just to give people additional ride options. That's not really a family coaster, but you know, something small that fits in an easy footprint to work with. Kind of take up some of the space. This back here will become kind of the water park area. I think we'll move this. Maybe a good family coaster over here in the jungle section as we kind of reroute. That will have a lot of space over here. Maybe like one of the Vekoma family launch or something. Dale, yeah. Water coasters are adults and teenagers only. It depends on the kind, so if you go in and look. So the Mach Splash is for all ages. The Mach Water Coaster is for adults and teens. The Intamin Water Coaster is for all ages, and then the Splashdown, the B&M. It's a B&M Hyper with the Splashdown effect, kind of like the Intimidator and Diamondback trains. It's not really a water coaster per se. Such a huge difference from the start. Yeah, it's really come a very long way. The one in the original was adults and teens, yeah. I wouldn't know, but I believe it. Oh. So it didn't do a whole lot, but we got all this kind of set up in the back. AT&T. Alright guys, well it's 10:30. And I've been going about 2.5 hours, so I think this is probably a good point for me to call it an evening. I'm tired, so I'll probably get ready to, you know, wind down and head to bed, so. Well, we got a bit done. I should be on tomorrow evening. How many water rides are there? So far we've just got the river rapids and then the pool with the 3 slides. And then this isn't really a water ride, but it's got splash effects and stuff like that, so there is that. Doesn't fully count. But yeah, something like a... You know, I've thought of doing a log flume. I think once we get the water in place, I'd like to do these steamboats, which is not really a water ride per se, but I think that would be something cool to have. Maybe have it go around through here or something like that. I hate any coaster that cannot invert. Oh man, well I love the B&M Hypers. It's one of my favorite kinds. But yeah, I do like inversion-focused rides, like the inverts, the floorless, and stuff like that. And this one only has one, but still. Goodbye, I see the light. Yeah, it's time for me to call it a night, folks. So, well, thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate it, and look forward to picking back up tomorrow. I think we'll kind of keep messing around with this. Maybe add some stuff. I'd like to try to get this done. I've been putting that off. But we'll see. Anyway, thanks again for hanging out. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to hopefully seeing you all tomorrow. And until then, take care, stay safe. We'll see ya.